Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Sniper Elite V2 on Sniper Elite difficulty. This is mission 2, and it is entitled Schöneberg Convoy. So I'll by and by mention what that alludes to in a moment. But heading up the street, you've got two guys with their backs to you, including that first guy who we stealth killed. And I tried to make this work so that these guys were standing next to each other, because even though you can do double headshots in this game, I don't believe that you can do dual takedowns, such as in the Batman games. So you want to get into the habit of searching through the corpses' pockets to see what they give. Well, first of all, you can sprint up here, but once you get to this first floor landing, you want to stop sprinting. And do you see where it says objective completed? That means that you have secured a checkpoint. When you secure checkpoints, it doesn't always say that, but when it does, you have visual confirmation that you're getting a checkpoint. For instance, I'll show you a checkpoint up ahead where it doesn't say it, but I know that it is. Now, the guy that I'm going to shoot next is a real hard problem to deal with if you're trying to do some of this stealthily. But just as a numbers game, if we take this guy out, you notice that I aimed a couple millimeters above his head, like a hair's breadth above his head, to take him out. And then when you cross through this door, it's a checkpoint. It doesn't say objective complete, but I've spent many tries going through that door, and this is a very hard section for somebody who has never played this game before. Somebody like me, because I haven't played this game, but I've gone through the chapter several times to give you guys some really good strategies. One of which is to use a trip mine to place it in between these two open doors, and the enemies will not see you as long as you do not run, and as long as you go prostrate here. So I put a landmine there, one trip wire, and then I'm going to hit the sniper here. I'm going prostrate because you have more control of where the shot goes if you're lying prostrate. So one miss right there, and then one fired hit after, and I got the shot. So it's up to you. You can shoot a couple more guys from behind cover, and I wish you could switch which buttons control the cover, because I think it would be better if B was cover, but there are no rebinding commands and keys. There are only well, I don't even think there are alternate control schemes, to be honest about it. But see, they want you to just get down the street, but there are far too many enemies down here, and with that sniper you're gonna have to take him out, and when you do that, it makes noise. So it's something that cannot be done stealthily. So I'm going to head back in here now, and when you've killed X number of enemies, you're gonna have one guy in a house ahead and to the left start firing at you, but you're safe in here. And what we're going to be doing is sparing some of our ammunition and depending on some of these traps to take care of anybody who rushes into the house, because on this difficulty the enemies will come right to you once they know where you are. And this is a prime example, but we don't even have to look because we know that he got blown up. So I think at about this time, the guy, do you see up and to the left? See that flash fire right there? That enemy right there? He needs to be taken out, but I take him out last. So I spent many hours here trying to figure this out. I was trying to do it like for at least 1 hour. I was trying to push up as stealthily as I could, and that guy we initially shot, that I said to shoot before that checkpoint, because if you didn't know, immediately before that last checkpoint, there was that guy that we took out. If you take him out before you get the checkpoint, then he never spawns again. So everything post checkpoint, he is discounted, so his presence is never an issue as long as you take him out from upstairs before you cross that line and get that checkpoint. So now you can use your well rod, or you can use your assault rifle to hit anybody who's coming in through the door. Put your body to the left, put the reticle to the right, you know, the old third-person camera trick, so that we're not vulnerable and we can shoot from the safety of the side of this door. So I think that's the last straggler coming in. And I don't have the settings at maximum. When I finally upgrade to 32 gigabytes of RAM, I just don't have the money at the current time to do it. Because if it was just buying the 32 gigabytes of RAM, it would be no problem. But Windows 7 Premium, as I mentioned before on one of the other guides, it caps the RAM that you use at 16. And I already have 16, so that means that I can have no more unless I use the Windows 7 Anytime upgrader to upgrade. But that program is obsolete now, so you have to go on eBay and buy one with the marked up prices from these sons of bitches that are trying to sell it at crazy prices. Although there are a couple of people who are willing to bring the price down a little bit for me. Another option would be to upgrade to Windows 8, but I don't like Windows 8. Another option would be to upgrade to Windows 10, but that's suicide in my opinion, because I spent like a week trying to get my computer back from all the shit that Windows 10 did to it. So anyway, so once I upgrade to 32 gigabytes, I think I'll have a little bit more flexing room on some of these programs so that I can run them more freely. I have upgraded to an SSD. I would highly recommend it. It's very fast. My boot time is about 10 seconds now, down from like 45 seconds. So that's my goal. And then we'll get, I'd like to double my RAM, and we'll get a checkpoint coming up. But I did want to mention that I'm having a blast playing this game. I really love it. And just as a word of caution to some of the people that, you know, have been telling me to do this or that project, there will never be any more God of War guides on this channel, nor will there be any more Sigma or Sigma 2 guides, or what else? I think just those, because as you may have guessed from what I said there, I sold my PlayStation 3, so it's gone. All the data's gone. All the games are gone. It's just too old. I don't want it. I'd rather put that money towards more RAM at the current time. And, you know, the more I replay games on this channel, the more this channel is just gonna flounder, you know. But anyway, you get a checkpoint right here, you guys. And this next part is difficult too because of some steep angles. But you get some grenades in that box. What I was trying to do, you guys, was sprint to that box, and if you sprint to that box, you make noise, and one or two of these enemies will come to investigate. So what I tried to do was to kill one, take his body back to the checkpoint area, and then throw another rock so that another guy would come up and kill a couple of people like that. But then I said, wait a minute, there's two heads like right next to each other, so let me just see if I can do this. Is the game that fucking great that you could do this? And the answer is, it is that great. Look at that beauty right there. It makes you feel so fucking good. And I'm sorry for the profanity, but it's a moment of beauty. So unfortunately you can't switch your shoulders, and that's kind of an issue on a lot of these sequences. You know, what can you do? So when you're not in the sniping sections, you're going to be in a situation just like this where it's a combat section. And I really feel that from what I've played in this game, like I said, I haven't played it all, but I've played this chapter many times, and getting into these gunfights, it's just not as reliable as a Gears of War. It's you don't really get too much ammo, you can't switch shoulders, and it just feels like this really isn't the strong suit of the game, to be sure, because you're rather slow, you don't have much flexibility. and the gun is, you know, it's pretty weak. Although there are other guns, but that doesn't mean to say in any way that it's unplayable, because I would say that it's pretty similar to how Spec Ops not Spec Ops the Line, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, like some of the actual confrontations when you're doing battles, it's not really that game's strong suit either. The stealth is that game's strong suit, you know, and all the gadgets and things like that. I truly adore these types of games where it's a third person, you know, military shooter, and, you know, stealth. I've been meaning to play this game a long time, you guys. So now I am playing it, and it's just gorgeous. It really is. So hopefully I can be bringing you like the fully upgraded display effects when I get my RAM. Okay, but anyway, I will let you know, and I will keep you apprised, excuse me, of my situation with my PC. Let me just talk about this. This is actually in this box here. I think it's okay. So it's probably I honestly don't know for certain where you pick up these explosives that are in this satchel, but that is one satchel location, and watch out for one of the snipers up there. Just let me say this real quick. One of the cutscenes coming up when you're actually in the gunfight at the conclusion of this chapter, it will have a big tank coming in, and it actually will show you some of the weak spots on it by panning to the gas tank. What would they be called? Like the lip, or the cap, the gas caps on the tanks. Those would be the weak points there. They're highlighted in red. But do you see the satchel location right there by the sandbags? That is the one that's closest to the tank. So if you shoot that one, you can destroy the tank and not have to deal with the tank and any of its occupants, unless some of them jump out for some reason. And then the satchel that we're going to place on this next objective up here, where the yellow diamond is, that will have that will be the place where we shoot to take out the high value target coming up. I think he's a scientist or somebody in a business suit who, if he flees, you fail the mission. But it's extremely it's actually hard to do that. Tried to do it, and it's actually harder than actually killing him. So some people might think that I'm a sellout for selling all my stuff, but I'm going to be selling my PS3 and all the games for a pretty good price, maybe $250, $300. I think $300 is probably too much, though. I'm not sure why I shot the grill of that tank, to be honest. I just can't remember. But the reason is, the more that I recover games on my channel, the more people just get fatigued, and the more people just, they don't want anything to do with my channel. So the reason I'm bringing this, the reason I'm selling my PS3 with all those games that I've already covered so many goddamn times, it's just, you know, it's draining on you. I'm not covering those games anymore, you know. I can't do it. And that's not to say that some of the favorites that you love in the future won't be given a repeat, but I'm just going to try to limit it, because it's, you know, not only is it hard for me, but when I think about like a game like this, which is brand new to me, even though it's old, it's not as hard to do these commentaries, because like these are all new experiences, and I'm imparting new knowledge, and I'm not having to repeat myself so many times, you know. And I'm going to make that one of my goals, and I know I've said it before, but I'm going to try to make a more valiant effort to get it done. So once you place the explosives on the grill of this truck, the one that I shot like an idiot, you get yourself a checkpoint. You get another checkpoint when you go back in the way we came. Over to the right, there's an alley with some more grenades should you need them. And the sprint in this game, sadly, does have a duration. So once you've exhausted the sprint's duration, you won't be able to do another sprint until, I think, like 10 seconds. But anyway, crouch at this point. Make sure you crouch, because we're going to we're going to stealth kill a sleeping foe and send him on the floor for now. And you're going to see me aim at this sniper up here. Here's the situation about this. Obviously, once you take a shot at this guy, regardless of if you hit or kill him, you're going to alert the guy upstairs. There's one guy upstairs. So in a situation like this, you know that he's going to be coming down. So I'm gonna, do the appropriate thing here and just shoot him with the assault rifle. Other times though, I couldn't get that sniper to spawn until I got up to the upper level where that guy stands. So what I would do is just do a sprint up here, I kill him in the doorway, and then get behind cover and then shoot out that sniper from that level. So it just depends if that guy spawns, I suppose. So we're gonna come up here, climb up here. We're gonna get a cutscene, and we're gonna take out the convoy. So when the first car, jeep, whatever, the tank, whatever the fuck it is, shoot this to stop the procession, and then the guys that are going to be jumping out of them, mark the guy in the suit. Obviously on this difficulty there's no marking of targets, but you know what I mean, just mark him in your mind, because the guy in the business suit is the high value target. So I did a very bad job of trying to take this guy down. Look how many times I missed. Admittedly, he is running, but I tried to reset the checkpoint, but it was already going, unfortunately. And another piece of unfortunate news, I've had to twice now exit the session of my audio recording because I'm getting a blank screen on Sony Vegas, and it's one of those issues where it used to happen in the past. It stopped happening for 2 years and now it's happening again. So I'm just at my wit's end. I don't know if it's Bandicam, I don't know if it's Windows 7, and I don't know if it's Sony fucking Vegas, but every day there's half a dozen problems. That used to be every day, there might be one. Every day now there's a problem. You solve that problem, there's another one. You solve that problem, and then there's 2 more, and then you solve those 2, and then there's 5 more. It's you guys, I really need some donations for this channel. The paychecks that I get cut are, you would laugh. I can't even fill up my tank, my card. I'm not begging for money. I'm just saying, like, I need some more support and some more encouragement for this channel, because I'm a one-man act, and at this point we can barely pay our internet bill. It's pretty bad. So listen, if you're hard up for money, just forget about what I said. I don't know. If everybody just gave like $3, it would really help out. It would really help out, or $2. Okay, so did you see what I did there? I shot the satchel with the explosives to take out that tank, to eliminate that, and then it's just killing the rest of these guys, which I don't think I need to commentate, but I'll still stick around because I always stick around for you guys. And I put a banner in the last video, Mission 1 Prologue. I put a banner which extended the length of the video, and I said, when you have an opportunity, please donate. And I know that might be annoying to a lot of you to see, but it is my right to put that on there. It's your right to press one button to click it off if you like, or disable annotations. But we all are struggling for stuff, and money is the most sensitive subject that you can talk about on YouTube, because this is free content that you're given. However, like, the process that I'm doing it, it's not free. And I donate to the Godfather Dictator. I have been anyway. I can't afford to do so anymore, but that's the thing. Like last month when I gave him a donation, I had the extra money. And if at this point when you're listening to this and you don't have the extra money, that's perfectly fine. Another time. But for the people whose time is now, you have the extra money, you want to do a good moral gesture, just please donate. All it takes is a PayPal account. Most people have a PayPal account. If you don't have one, it's okay, but Anyway, I won't talk about it anymore because I know it's a touchy subject. But think of it this way: we might not have the internet for the rest of the month, and at that point, there will be no more uploads. And I'm not saying you guys are responsible for my internet bill. I'm just saying that without an internet connection, I can't upload videos. So, you know, we all have to do our part. And that's the last I'll lecture. I didn't want to have this guide be a begathon or something like that, but to the people who don't donate, I'm just kind of curious why, like, when I ask, you don't donate. I don't know. Especially, you know, never mind. It's just, it's too sensitive. People get offended, and I'm sorry that I brought it up. I'm just, you know, it's just the added expenses. I live with my family. What family is left, actually, but it's just a few people now. But life is hard, life is tough. And I'm doing my absolute best, you guys, to bring you these projects. And just forget I even said it, unless it did stir with your heart some compassion and you want to throw some money my way. And if you don't, it's you know, we're on the same footing either way. I'm just saying, if you happen to have extra and you want to contribute to the channel, that's one way that you can do it in a very gracious and selfless way. So anyway, Chapter 3 is coming up. I can't remember when I bought this game. I'm also not one of those people that, like, every new game that comes out I buy, because let's face it, like, every new game that comes out, like, the majority of them, I would not want that in the first place. So you would have to give me the money to get it. Like Metal Gear Solid 5, the only way I would even play that game is if somebody, like, gave it to me. But even then, I would probably start hating it within the first 5 minutes, so I'd turn around and sell it or something, you know. It's just, but that's not the case for the game, you know, for the games that are coming out. It's just the landscape of gaming is changing. But what do you mean by that, Bick? It's early enough to conclude a train of thought right there. I don't really know. I really don't know. Back when I started playing God of War, you know, just take a game like this for instance. As of this point in time, nobody needs a guide for this game unless you really like my channel. You depend on my guides. You want to pick this up and have a guide for it. Otherwise, like the majority of people, you know, this game, we're done with it. Like, I don't know when it came out. Just say it came out in 2010 though. That's 5 years old. 5 years has come and gone. You know, this game has a shitty sequel as well, which they irritatingly try to promote every time I start this game. Or it's either when I start or close it. I don't want to buy your Sniper Elite 3. Put some thought and heart into it, then I might have bought it. You fucking bastards. Make it like this, but no, you destroyed it. So new spawners down here. We have a checkpoint. We need to exfiltrate, but we can't because these guys are standing in the way. But my point was, hopefully I can dredge up that thought. What was I thinking? You know, my point is, you know, 5 years has come and gone. There is no reason to make a guide for this game. It won't do well. But it's all I can really do, because even though this game is not new, it is to me. It's brand new to me, so I'm playing it. And I can't be one of these people who makes apologies for that, because when this game originally came out, I was not a gamer. You know, I was in my that phase in my life where I was a gamer for a while, and then I stopped being for a while, and then not until like 2011 did I start to be a gamer again. Enough of that, you guys. We are going to be in Mission 3. Take care.